Hey guys, Cash out coming at you a whole new different video. Today's the review that you guys been waiting for. Sorry this took forever. I've seen the movie opening day, pretty much. I saw the movie, it was awesome. As I suggest you guys do see it. Do not believe everything you believe that you see on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, I'm gonna take a moment, brief moment. You guys watch all the guys who did the review before I did. I want you guys to know that their suggestions do not depend on my suggestions on this review. So I'm gonna take a moment and you guys click on any one of them, press pause and watch any one of them. Watch the Nurse News, watch what's his name? Black Nerd Comedy, watch the Combo Cast. They did like 2 reviews on it. I'm not gonna put both of them up. I'm gonna put the main one up that Armin did, and I think that's it. Put the 3 up that I usually like going to. You know what? How shit ended, because they have a review up, so I'm gonna do theirs too. So it's gonna be probably be like a little around me or something. When it ends, you guys tell me, alright? Scoop. Wait. Okay, probably ended by then. What did I believe? What did I see when I seen the Batman v Superman movie? I thought it was great. The people who personally killed it, Galaga, Ben Affleck, for one, destroyed it. Jeremy Renner, I'm pretty sure I'm getting his name wrong. I'm sorry, Superman. The guy who played Henry Cavill, think this is his name? Could be somebody else's? Every time I get his name mixed up with a lot of other names. Mind you, that I'm starting to research these names, and sometimes their names keep disappearing on me. This movie, a lot of people didn't like this movie for so many reasons, and sometimes a little cliche is the reasons some of them hated this movie. What did I love about this movie? The fact that the music, the sound of the music. Well, don't get me wrong, I don't really pay much attention to the music, but when I saw it, I felt like I was in Star Wars again. Like the chairs actually was shaking when Bruce or Batman was on the screen, or Superman was on the screen, or Galaga, when they were fighting Doomsday. By the way, that fight was awesome. Thank you, Zack Snyder. Like, the chair was shaking during the Batman fighting Superman scene. That the chair was shaking. When Affleck talked as the Batman, the chair shook. Guys, let me tell you, Affleck, his Batman was amazing. So you guys do not, when you guys are going to this movie, do not think Affleck did horrible. Affleck did his best. Not just best. He went beyond and exceeded the Batman. Gal Gadot, the same. Superman, the same. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Whatever. I'm so sorry, Superman. Please do not think I do not know your name, because I do know your name. It's in the back of my head. It's just sometimes your name just like falls right out of my head. Why I know Gal Gadot's name so well? Because I heard it so many times when people were trashing her when they first casting her. So anyway, the scene opened up, like the beginning of the movie, the scene opens up with the Wayne's murder. And a lot of you guys do know that, I don't know if you guys do know this, but I wasn't personally a fan, because I heard this was going to happen on Nurse News. And I heard it somewhere else from an article or something. Can't remember the article. I remember Nurse News. Some stuff with me, some stuff. I think it was Variant. Anyway, that like they're coming, like they were going to get killed again. Do pay attention, because like Zack Snyder did not make this like he did not hide it though. Like when Thomas Wayne get killed, it felt fast and quick. Like, in the fact that how I like it when I actually did like it that they didn't really walk down an alleyway, that they were just walking down the street, because Crime Alley technically wasn't an actual alley per se, but like was a good parcel of Gotham that was the deep underbelly of darkness of Gotham. I think that was actually really good that they actually brought out, because they did bring that out, but in like Batman Begins, but they kind of went like to an alley. It wasn't actually an alley per se. It was like a whole part of the city was actual crime alley, and a lot of people don't understand that. So that's what I did like about it. Another thing I like about it, when he killed Thomas Wayne, he pushed Bruce and Martha back and tried to take the bullet himself, and he gets shot. and then his wife was like push Bruce back and she screamed no, and he grabbed like the pearls, like how the gun went underneath the pearls and actually was stuck there when he shot her. You saw the pearls rip off when he like the bullet left the gun. The pearls like the gun like jerked off. It sorry to use that word. I just for some reason made me feel so dirty when I said it. Like the pearls snapped from the rope. They were on like string or whatever from the gun. It looked beautiful. Let me just tell you, it's when you see it, you're like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. Like yeah, it's tragic, but yet very beautiful. And how like Thomas Wayne said, Martha. Now remember, Martha is the key to this storyline. And yes, this will have spoilers, so I hope you guys saw, like in the beginning, this is a spoiler movie. I'm spoiling everything for you, because I am not making a separate video. That's too much work. Oh yeah, this is not part of the Khaos special video. I am getting to the last one very shortly, so bear with me. A lot of work. Do me a parody. Bet you're gonna get trained. Anyway, this movie is by work best movie I saw in a while. Best superhero movie and it was a superhero movie. It was development on Man of Steel, because I hate Man of Steel. But this felt so good, because this felt like a Dark Knight world. And if like Frank Miller comic books came to life, this is what I felt like Zack Snyder was trying to bring. But yet, Zack Snyder is not the person per se to make a Superman movie. He was the best, and he brought out Wonder Woman. And sure, she didn't get really much development, but you felt like she was a strong female, a strong independent female. You felt that. You when she first came on the screen, I'm gonna tell you right now, when she technically she was already on the screen, but like when she protected Bruce from Doomsday laser beams, she did the old Wonder Woman. She not last. I mean, her head garters. I'm trying to find the words for it. Bracelets, her impenetrable bracelets. She protected Bruce with it. That made everyone clapped in the theater. Everybody, I was like, yup, yup, yup. You literally said that word like yup. Everybody was clapping. It made me feel so good, because she deserves it. She is part of the Trinity. She's always been part of the Trinity, and that's why a lot of people forget. Sorry, a lot of people forgot about her. She's part of the Trinity. She's one of the biggest major players in the DC universe. That Marvel always had the problem trying to make a Trinity of their own, and now technically they have a Trinity with the Black Falcon, Black Captain America Falcon, technically the same Iron Man, new Thor. Everybody technically not really new, as everybody known about it. It's just now they finally got their Trinity with a black man, a regular just a man without powers, and a female who could probably go toe to toe with Wonder Woman. I'm about to say Superwoman. I meant to say Wonder Woman. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This point of this story, how they go at it is like everybody. Like you thought Lois would be the focal point on why Clark snaps. Why does Clark join Darkseid? And why does he blame Bruce? And why he's angry at Bruce? The reason why he runs to Darkseid is because of his mother. Because Lex Luthor kidnaps his mother. Find out who. First of all, Luthor is a genius. Jesse Eisenberg, he played you like a fool. All of you out there, he played you. Jesse Eisenberg, he was great. I mean, I'm not saying like he was my first choice. He was not my first choice. The guy from Smallville was my first choice. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If they chose him, I would have watched it over and over again. Anyway, he was my first choice, by the way. That or the guy from Breaking Bad. But Jesse Eisenberg, he actually did a really decent job, because he's the second generation Luthor. And he kept saying, and like the reason he didn't like Superman is because he thought of him as a god, which points to so many other because Lex Luthor, years past, thinks of Superman as a god. And that's what always, every time they fight about, that's how Lex sees him. in certain points, certain aspects is how he sees him. And at this point, Jesse Eisenberg brings back the crazy scientist that we haven't seen in a live action Superman movie. I miss that crazy mad scientist Lex Luthor that we used to have back in, say, the 40s and 60s. During and it's just like certain points, like Lex Luthor was playing everyone. He played Bruce. He played Superman. I wish he was playing Wonder Woman too, but he didn't really know too much about Wonder Woman. But he knew. But he was starting to gain information about all the rest of the people: Cyborg, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash. The Flash was somewhat of a focal key point to why Bruce made his decision to take on Superman. The Flash came to Bruce and and showed him a brief what the future looks like. He was obviously Flash was Barry Allen was wrong. He thought Lois was the key. In fact, it was Martha Kent who was the key, and why Clark went to dark side and joined the dark side. Ironically enough, Star Wars reference. So this is why this was such a good movie. It built up perfect, fighting amazing, the music, like the sound quality. I can't get over the sound. You guys really have to see this movie because the sound from the chairs felt amazing. Like it shook. It like, and when Affleck did his Batman, was amazing. I gotta admit that. Galaga, wish we spent a little bit more time with her, cause like I felt like when they were at the party when Bruce said, "I met women like you," and she's like, "You never met women like me." I think it was drawn from, say, like Poison Ivy or Catwoman, where he was saying that. Sorry, I'm just going through everything. When he was like gesturing towards that type of view, which I love when they did that. It felt weird but good at the same time. It actually really did something. And I really, spoiler alert, Superman dies at the end. Did not think they were going to do it. I actually was really focal point. See, I was one of the people who's saying, don't do this unless you kill him. This is why Superman 2, when he gets his second movie, because as you guys do know, this is not a Superman 2 movie anymore, that this Superman movie should not have Doomsday. I was like very vocal on that. And the point that Lex Luthor actually made a Doomsday. That the Kryptonians actually, technically Lex Luthor didn't really make Doomsday. Technically, they actually had Kryptonians actually years before Jor-El and everybody. Kryptonians were pretty much a bad species. They actually experimented on that whole planet was actually an experimental planet. It was actually a savage planet. I can't remember what comic book, but they actually go from a old comic book. If you guys don't know, that's where they were focusing on that. So they took a lot of aspects from different comic books from all of this. This is from Doomsday, from everybody. Doomsday, like when as soon as it's just how many focal points this movie came from. Like say Batman, like from Batman focal point on Clark focal point on Bruce. You can see like when they first met each other, there was this thing there. Like everybody saw that party, like video trailer of it. I saw it. I was like, yes. And I really did like how Lex played everyone. Towards the end, when you saw like how he played Bruce, it felt kind of small, but small things do make you feel like an idiot. Or say like the reason Bruce didn't, like, for a lot of people don't know this, but the reason Bruce didn't really do much of his homework, didn't figure out who Clark was, is because he was just focused on Superman and how dangerous he was. He didn't care about who is Superman really. He just wanted to focus too much on the main objection on hand. In the Batman, he figured out everything about Clark, about everything. Batman the Animated Series, he did the same. It's just cartoons is a little bit harder to do, since this never was attempted ever. I mean, it was about to be attempted years ago, but it wasn't at that point in time. The technology wasn't right. We did not have the technology. Like, man, you guys get that reference. Anyway, so this movie did hit a lot of good points, but did suffer a very amount of character development. For me, I wish we focused on a little bit more. Sorry, I wish we focused on a little bit more of Bruce and Clark's dynamic to where the focus of anger they were coming from. Because Clark was focusing on Bruce, and I feel like we did get a lot, of scenes of Clark, but we also got the same amount of scenes with Bruce, and I feel like we got. They said they shot more of Bruce, but it felt equal time to me. It really did feel like it was equal time to all the characters, and this is what I fear in Civil War, that we got too. Like, there's so many people, and we're gonna have to sacrifice a character development, and this is what happened in Individual Ultron. That there was so many people that had to sacrifice certain character development, but they did develop the story. And there is a plot, people, please. The plot is Clark. If you let Clark save his mother, he doesn't go there. He doesn't go to, I can destroy this whole planet, and because I am not tied to it anymore. And that's what I loved in Smallville, where Martha Kent's like, Lois keeps you down to earth, but the same goes for his mother. His mother keeps him tied to earth. The reason why Superman doesn't go to that place, that ungodly place that he does not want to go, is because the people who tie him here. Even the Kingdom Come storyline, he could go to that place, but he still doesn't. Because you know why? People tied him there. That's an old experience Superman. And even though the people in his life are dead, Bruce and Diana are still here. They tie him to Earth, and that's what his mother did to him. They tied him to Earth. It keeps him before he goes too much into the sky, and that's what Alfred does for Bruce. That's what Diana's mother does to Diana. Let's say Lois. I don't know why I keep saying Lois. Anyway, that's why these particular side characters keep these main, like, say, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, from going off. These people keep them to Earth and help them hit reality before they go off into their world. How could they fix it and make it perfect? And that's what Batman v Superman brings to this story. Bruce thinks that Clark is a dangerous weapon. He did not do the homework correctly. While Clark kind of did the homework a little bit, but it didn't do it really. Lex was playing both their characters, Clark and Bruce, and Superman and Batman. So he was playing on Clark as a news reporter because he got some bad photos of what happened to people when Batman branded him. On the other hand, Bruce got some bad information, because there was these checks from his old employee that he was trying to send to him. Lex Luthor intercepted them and wrote messages saying, "I don't like this. He's blind. You're blind for thinking that." That was the focal point that made Bruce go to that blind. Lex made that fight happen, and still to the end, Clark still wouldn't do it, and that's what you guys have to focus on. Clark didn't want to, and that's why Bruce won, because Clark didn't want to fight. You saw it, like, he was holding back. With one snap of his fingers, he could have killed Bruce, but he didn't want to, and that's what every time they fight, Bruce holds on to that because he knows that he technically can't beat him. Bruce is the smartest tactician of the whole DC universe. He can outplay Lex Luthor, Mr. Terrific, the smartest minds in the world. Bruce cannot play them because he knows his enemy. He's a genius. And that's what they brought out, which I am so thankful. Bruce Wayne, Affleck killed it as Bruce Wayne. And the Batman. This is a retired Batman. His world is burnt around him. Now, Robin's dead and it destroyed him. You saw that he was retired. This is no more Batman. And saw that when Superman first rised up, that he knew he had to come back. become something of a symbol. That he wasn't, that the people should not be afraid and should become their own symbol of their own case. So that's all I gotta say from Batman v Superman. Like, there were certain points, access, Galaga performance was amazing. You saw Diana. You actually, see, this is the point that nobody actually really remember, but Diana Prince actually is a real character. She actually did have a secret identity. Diana Prince, we actually saw some development. And I never thought we would ever see Diana Prince ever again. Like, Thor used to have a secret identity, but over the years that started to be cut out of the comic books, and certainly nobody remembers it at all. And the same thing for Wonder Woman. She used to have a secret identity, but years ago, and then boom, it's gone. So that's what you guys need to learn. It's just sometimes some stuff start blinking out, but in this point in time, Zack Snyder actually gave me something to actually like about Wonder Woman again. Like I'm always gonna like Wonder Woman. That's a given, because she's awesome. She's cool, and the fact that he made her feel more human factor, and that's what we needed, a human factor. She isn't always so opposing on all of them. Like, I did a video on all the female superheroes who I didn't really care for, but I really do like Wonder Woman. Don't get me wrong, I really do care about her. How Zack Snyder made her, and how Gal Gadot portrayed her, portrayed Wonder Woman, and it felt real. Like, we felt like we got character development from Wonder Woman and Gal Gadot. She did an amazing job, and I thank you so much for doing such a great job. So I can't wait to see your movie and everything. So Chris, I'm just super hyped for this movie. I'm super hyped that this movie was amazing. But I'm not hyped about the reviews. Certain people don't know what they're talking about. Critics do not know what they're talking about. Fans, we know what we see, and we know what we like. This movie had a plot. This movie had music. This movie had everything you could ever want. Jesse Eisenberg may not have been everybody's first choice, but he actually did a good job playing the games. A game that nobody knew they were playing, but he knew how to play. And the fact that he knows about all different universes. I bet he knows about the Green Lantern now. About all different stuff now. Metahumans, he found out about who's a metahuman, and found out about Cyborg, found out about Aquaman. He's finding out about stuff that nobody really thought they should find out. We really thought Lex Luthor in this movie was going to be an idiot. I really thought this. But Lex Luthor is playing people. If you find out something, he wants you to find it out. Like, say, Kryptonite. When Bruce finally took it, he took it because Lex Luthor wanted him to take it. Lex Luthor wanted Bruce to take it so he could play his game. And that's how this movie is. Lex Luthor playing everyone. He playing chess with unknowing faculties. Because as he say, and this is a true thing, angels didn't come from the underworld. They came from up top. Angels came from up top and came down to earth. And that's where parademons come from. And that's where Darkseid's coming from, and that's where all new stuff's gonna be coming from, the new Justice League movie. And I can't wait for this. So thank you, Jesse Eisenberg, because you did an amazing movie, did an amazing job at this movie, and showed us such amazing stuff. And by the way, he is gonna be bald. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more like how he went bald in the old comic books. Like Superman stopped doing something after the guy's hair fell out. But no, he got his hair cut off in jail. So after Clark died, oh, by the way, he got hit by a nuclear bomb. That wouldn't have killed him. You guys know this. Maybe you guys should watch Death Battle, but you guys should know this. But Superman is pretty much weirdly on radiation. Certain radiation can hurt him, like, say, kryptonite radiation can hurt him, or affect him in mental faculties. Say, red kryptonite can make him a little bit more aggressive. let go of his certain faculties of his brain. Other kryptonite can start affecting him, like say blue kryptonite can sometimes make his powers go away or whatever. Like certain kryptonites can start facultating of his brain. Besides green kryptonite actually facultating his body and to kill him, like destroy organisms. That's what kryptonite is. Anyway, I don't know where I was going from that point. I just really wanted to give you guys a brief on kryptonite. Radiation from a nuclear bomb that could really hurt Superman. I don't know if you guys watch Game Theory. He now does a film theory. I just suggest you guys do watch it. He did like how could Batman beat Superman? Certain radiations. I'm like, matter of fact, kryptonite never really works on Superman. You guys saw in Supergirl when she what's his name? I can't remember his name forever. He made manufactured kryptonite. Watch the episode before the crossover for the Flash crossover, episode 17, where she gets red kryptonite. What's his face made it, accidentally made it, and made her let go of her faculties into her like mental faculties. That made her go aggressive. You saw it in Smallville. I loved it in Smallville. I love it here. It is awesome. And it also felt like a Batman Returns where Selina and Kyle destroyed everything here. I just can't get over how it made me feel when I was watching the episode. It was really good. Anyways, get back to that point. I don't feel like nuclear bombs can actually hurt Clark because it never really hurt him before. Like, say, he gets slammed down to Earth. It's technically there's no real radiation, but I'm just saying, like, nuclear bomb, I think he would brush it off. Anyway, like, the sun, he was healed, and, like, when he died after fighting Doomsday, he was absorbing the sun from the Earth. It felt like a Goku moment. You guys, like, for a lot of you guys do know, I watch anime. As most of you guys probably know. I'm about to make a top 5, so wait out. Anyway, he was absorbing certain points. He was absorbing the Earth that was absorbing the sun. He's a plant. He's a plant man. So, Doomsday is dead. Clark had to make the ultimate sacrifice. Pretty much all of the Bruce, Diana had to make the ultimate sacrifice. Did I think that less life was made in this movie? Bruce technically did kill a lot of people. Diana, she's a soldier, so she's immune to this rule. Like how I felt about every time when Iron Man kills people. I do not like when Iron Man kills people because he's not immune to that rule. Thor is. Captain America is. Thor is a Midgard soldier, a Viking soldier. So yes, he gets to be violent. Captain America was made in World War II. Yes, he has to be violent to take down the bad guys. Sometimes he has to kill. That's the fact. But when Iron Man, he doesn't get that. Iron Man does not get that. So, and that goes for the Trinity. One of them gets to kill people because when she comes down to it, she's a warrior. She's a warrior princess. Bruce will come down to it. He will go down that road. Multiple occasions. He has gone down that road to kill. Clark has gone down that road, but it takes a toll on him. It destroys him. And I did like when they break that out, that it was killing him, that he killed Zod, that he was a murderer, and not just he killed Zod, that hundreds of lives lost during that Man of Steel movie. It was hurting him. And I really did like it. And I really do like this movie and how it brought it out. But I do not think Zack Snyder is the best for Superman. Because from Man of Steel, it showed how the people saw him, not how he sees himself. And people see him as a god. And that's what Batman v Superman still saw. Like, I wish they didn't really go to that level. Because there's certain comic books where they do go to that level. I kind of like it, kind of don't really like it. Because I don't remember the particular name, but there was one comic book I read where they start scenes where where people see how this really old lady saw Superman as an angel, as a savior, but you know, he can't be everywhere at once. That he's a man first and foremost. He may be a Kryptonian, he may be a superhero, but he is not a god. He's just a man, and not just any man. He's just a small boy from Kansas, Smallville. That's where Smallville comes into play, and that's why I like to just draw from that. Because from every point of view, Clark will always he will always want to be that small boy. I mean, be like kid from Smallville, a farmer, just trying to help the people in his life. And that's what I really do love about it. At every action comes an equal and opposite reaction. Science! And that's what Jonathan Kent, when Clark was having hallucinations or premonition, you could call it whatever you want. When John Kent was like, the farm almost flooded, he digged a hole and saved the farm, yes, but it destroyed another person's farm, and Jonathan Kent felt horrible but didn't know about it at the time. So that's what happened. And when Clark tried to help people, it happened like that, faster than anything else. And I do like how Bruce felt ashamed that what he tried to do, and felt ashamed that he was manipulated and played so easily, and didn't do did all his homework on Clark. Like, Clark was kind of doing a little bit more homework on Bruce than he was doing than Clark ever did. And Bruce did on Superman himself. Like, who is Superman? And that's what I did like about cartoons, would sometimes they can pull away from that certain aspects. But alright, this video is going too long. I could probably tell you guys for pulling away. So all I gotta tell you, I give this a B+. I would give it A- if they give us a little bit more. So definitely a B+, but definitely it could have gone an A or A- or A+. Because it's a little bit more, just a little bit more development on certain characters like Batman, more Superman character development. We don't need more Lex Luthor because he played his part well, and that's Iceberg. You won me. You won me. I still doubt you, but dude, you did awesome. I can't stop saying like you did awesome. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Peace.